Treatment Center in Baltimore. It's finished, the right half of Jessica's brain is gone. Now, only time will tell how she will respond.
This is the diagnosis they got at the Mayo Clinic.
You ever watching the Super Bowl game in your room?
I was asleep.
I know, you slept through the whole thing. Couldn't believe it.
It's now 2 weeks after the surgery. Before the operation, Jessica's constant shaking was her most obvious trait. Now, her stillness is her most striking feature. Do you feel a lot better now that you're not seizing?
Yes.
Is it amazing?
Yeah.
I want you to tell me the number of the picture that depicts the vocabulary word, okay?
The surgery was a success. Other than being temporarily bedridden by a blood clot, Jessica's recovery is remarkable. The paralysis, which grips the left side of her body, will pass. Despite losing half her brain, she suffers no loss of speech or memory. And what's most amazing about that is the utter mystery behind the process.
I think that the technology of removing half the brain is far ahead of our understanding of how that other side takes over. That's a long way of saying, I don't know, but it is amazing, isn't it?
What have the doctors told you about Jessica's progress?
It'll be slow, and we're already seeing that. We're now 2 weeks out, of course, and it is slow. And I don't think I was prepared, even though I knew it. I don't think in my heart I knew what paralyzed really meant.
I'd like you to take your right arm, and I'd like you to grab your left one real tight as you can.
Now begins the long and arduous therapy to thaw the temporarily frozen left side of Jessica's body. With work and time, she will walk, even run. The one thing she'll never regain is the full use of her left hand, and that was a trade-off she understood and accepted.
No matter how long and how much rehab she gets, she knows she'll always be just a little bit different from the way she used to be. But when you ask Jessica today, is she glad she did it? And she'll say, yes, she is.
Before her surgery, Jessica shared a room with Rory McCormick, a 10-year-old girl who had just undergone a hemispherectomy. Seeing Rory just after her operation helped Jessica come to grips with some of her own fears. Now, Jessica is able once again to draw upon Rory's strength.
Good job, Rory. How's your knee feel?
Because Rory is doing great. She's learning how to walk again and feeling more upbeat about her recovery. How are you feeling now physically?
I'm feeling a lot better.
How about mentally? Are you worried anymore?
No.
Jessica has kept up on Rory's progress, and that relationship does wonders for her attitude, because she knows that soon as next week, she'll be up and about too, slowly learning how to walk again. After that, her future is wide open, and given her determination, that future looks very bright. What are your greatest hopes and aspirations for Jessica now that she's completed this surgery?
Seeing her go back to school and play with her friends and graduate, I think she's going to do great.
I feel like my long-term hopes for Jessica are that she achieve everything that she wants to. But I think that she's going to be wonderful in some kind of a professional position where she is going to help children or people overcome difficulties.
I want to learn how to help people deal with things like this.
Think you want to be a doctor?
Mm-mm.
What would you like to be?
Maybe a psychiatrist.
So that little half smile will become a full smile.
Yes. Eventually she'll get the complete use of the left side of her body, and it slowly but surely comes back
And
to
why
her.
not the left hand? Is that because it's a much finer motor skill?
Yes, because our leg and our arm are basic movements, and the fine motor skills are really what separate us from a lot of other species.
But what an incredible recovery. There's been a lot of reaction to this story, hasn't there?
Yes, Hopkins has already received many calls from across the country, and they're anticipating over 100 inquiries from parents with children who have pediatric epilepsy to see if this procedure is right for them. But I'm happy to report that there was one particular family in Rhode Island where a young girl who knew about the surgery and was hesitant has now agreed to go forward.
Okay, well, when we come back, our cameras were there when the young girl met Jessica, and we'll see all of that, and we'll find out how that meeting changed her life and her whole attitude.
Yeah, it really changed her life. So, Andy, tell us about the meeting between Jessica Rosales and Lisa Segerson.
Well, this was a young girl from Rhode Island who actually knew about the surgery. Her father contacted Hopkins 2 months before our program aired, but the mother and daughter were terrified to go through this radical surgery. But as a result of our coverage and seeing Jessica's story, Lisa had the strength to come to Baltimore and visit her, and we were there when Jessica passed that torch to Lisa Segerson and her family.
There they are. Oh my gosh, look. She's out of her bed now.
Yes, whenever a young patient comes to Hopkins, they're always introduced to another family that's been through the procedure before. You may recall that Jessica was introduced to little Jody Miller.
Right.
And now Jessica is now returning the favor and casting bread upon the waters.
What is Lisa giving to Jessica now?
She's giving her a little Disney hat because that's her favorite toy. In fact, we gave her a little Mickey Mouse calendar. We called it a recovery calendar because when she's finished marking all the X's, she'll be cured.
Now, I don't see any tremors with Lisa.
Well, she's heavily medicated and almost in what they call a toxic condition.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Oh.
But eventually, she'll come.
And that's the only other cure or at least treatment known right now.
That's
for
correct.
this problem.
This is remarkable, Andy.
This story...
Well, we're going to stay with Jessica, right? And follow her progress.
This
right?
story
You'll be there.
really is much more than a medical miracle. It's almost a roadmap of personal courage.
Thank you, Andy Maiden, very much.
Andy,
And
thank
Jessica,
you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Jessica, good luck to you. Take care.